Recently, I went to my first Comic Con, and I wanted to kind of like put this video out as a kind of a beginner's guide to, the same situation if you're in my shoes, if you're going to your first one and everything like that, and kind of give you the basics. So first, if I stutter and stuff, I'm sorry. I this is my first time doing this type of video and everything, and if you hear any air or anything in the background, that's I do live in a basement, and the air conditioner does blow here first and all that. So I'm very sorry about that. So without further ado, let's get through this and everything. First, I wanted to go over like the beginning of it, kind of the pre Comic Con stuff, like what you need to do to prepare and everything, and what you need to know. So, like, say if you're gonna cosplay or anything, you might want to like think ahead about your costume because when I went there, there was a guy with a very awesome Metroid Samus outfit, and he said that it was falling apart though, and he said it took him like 6 months to build it and everything, and it was really cool, but like I said, 6 months, so maybe you want to start like getting the supplies and stuff for October to for like in October or something, because that's how around Halloween, and more materials be that, and like watch YouTube videos or something of how to make it and everything. When I went there, I did like cosplay and everything. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's Joel from The Last of Us, except like I kind of have this scruff and stuff going on, and Joel doesn't have glasses and everything. And that's a great game. He's my favorite video game character, but that's besides the point. So, but yeah, you might want to start thinking ahead about your costume. I unfortunately, like, I didn't want to go as Joel. I kind of went simple and everything. And I wanted to go as Batman, the Rebirth Batman that recently just came out. Not recently, but that costume in particular. I didn't have enough time to make it, but I do plan on going back there, and maybe I can make it like that again. So yeah, plan ahead for that. Another thing is, like, you might want to save up a lot of money because there are like the comic book artists there, celebrity guests and everything, and all of that stuff. Like, there's a bunch of merchandise that you can get, and that's gonna be like water and drinks and food and stuff. So yeah, I want to have like cash saved because some of them, most of them, when I went there, they don't take debit cards, but they do have like ATMs there, so you can go to an ATM and get the money and stuff, and it is kind of expensive and stuff too. So yeah, which goes on to the next one, planning to get the tickets and everything. So the tickets are going to be really expensive, whether you want it like for one day or the whole 3 day thing, because it's just going to be expensive. So you might want to plan ahead, plan earlier and everything. So to get all of those to get the tickets, and if you're going with friends, obviously plan with them too, to get those to get the tickets for the 3 days or one day or whatever, because and make sure you also look up stuff about it online too, because not everything is just like on one day. There might be one thing one day and then another day. When I went there, there was a Justice League animated voice cast reunion of it, and I missed that day. Unfortunately, it was on a Sunday, and I was preoccupied with something else. So, that's kind of important stuff. I kind of missed the special reading that they did there, and I kind of, regretted it a bit, but if they're there again, maybe they'll do it again. So yeah, just kind of plan ahead, know which days and stuff. And you also might want to, like, research stuff about this Comic-Con. Like, with that, I mean, like, how large of an event is it going to be and all that. So, when I was walking out of my one, I was talking to a diva, from a girl cosplaying as Diva from Overwatch, and she said that she thought this was the fourth largest Comic Con in the U.S. and everything. So you might want to think about that, think ahead, and think about like how large of the scale of people are going to be there, and then which brings me to my next point too, which is go try to go as early as possible. There's going to be like a shit ton of stuff to do. You'll always be preoccupied. I planned to only go there for like 2 hours or something, but I ended up going for like more than for the whole entire day after I got there. So plan early and stuff. Plan to get there early. Think of transportation. Luckily for me, there was a train stop right next to my one and all that. But yeah, plan early because things might be crowded and everything, and the lines are going to be big. And this also goes for your costume too, for the cosplay. Like you're possibly going to be waiting in lines, and you might not want to like this big costume because you might be drenched in sweat. Just with this, I have on now. I was very much sweating. My hair was everywhere and everything. So yeah, there was a guy who was dressed as the Justice League Batman behind me in line, and he took off his cowl and everything, and it was drenched in sweat and everything. Then now, like another point you want to know is that I actually learned this over there, is cosplay is not consent. So basically, like, if somebody has a cool costume and everything that you see there, ask to take a picture first. Don't just, assume it's okay just because it's wearing the costume and everything. That's just ask to take the picture and everything. And if you want to post it on social media, ask them, go ahead and ask them too. So, yeah. And, yeah, that's kind of like the pre-basics and stuff. And also, if there is like really people into cosplay and stuff and all that, and it ranges from everything, because I saw somebody dressed as Napoleon Dynamite's brother. He was holding a sign of LaFonda there. I saw one, the evil Morty from Rick and Morty with the Gwendolyn sex robot thing. And then I saw another, I actually saw someone, this was my favorite costume in particular, someone dressed as an Eggo waffle and stuff. Yeah, it ranges from everything, and some of them can be very, like, revealing as well, so be careful about that. And, like, don't try to be creepy either, because if there's, most likely if you're staring at them, they'll know and everything. So, like, don't try to be creepy or try to come up with like pickup lines or anything like that. Like if there's someone dressed as Power Girl, don't keep staring downward and say, "Oh wow, I'm getting dizzy. I need to take a seat down because I've been running circles chasing you around my head and everything." So yeah, don't do that. Now, like getting to the actual, Comic-Con is there. You'll have to go there, get your pass and everything, and such. And you also might want to bring like water or some food or anything, because you will be standing in lines and such, and you'll get sweaty and everything. And over there they'll inspect like whatever props you bring. Like I had my backpack there with a couple of my comics and stuff that I wanted to get signed, and they had to search that and everything, make sure that nothing illegal and everything and stuff is in there and that everything's safe. But yeah. Now, getting to the actual Comic-Con is actually the really fun part, because there are a lot of things to do there, and don't be afraid to ask the volunteers there. They are volunteers. They're just basically to help you and stuff. So if you have any questions, just go ask them, and they'll more than likely help you and everything. Think about that if you get confused there. And then there's one of the things that there is a panel there, and the panels are really, really fun too. Like you get to meet other people there too, and you can even ask questions and everything. Like for example, I accidentally like stumbled into a panel with the girl who played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies, not the Apocalypse, not the new one that came out, but the older ones. I don't remember her name. She was also the wife in Taken, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so yeah, that's really fun to do as well. And another thing there is they'll actually have comic book artists and some maybe writers there too. Will be there. You'll have to pay to like get something signed, a piece of artwork there and everything. Like I said, you might want to have cash on you, and because it's gonna be a lot of money to do that. Some range from 25, maybe 40, some range to 80 and stuff. So yeah. And then there'll obviously be other merchandise. So if you want to go get one of those, go ahead and do that. And yeah, just also be respectful around the people around you, because they are nice people. They're just coming here, they're having a good time just like you. Don't be like, oh, no, that's not a comic book costume or anything like that. That's kind of very mean. It's just you want to be respectful and everything to the program and all that. And then another one is that what my local comic book shop did is they kind of packed up everything and went to the Comic-Con near me, and then they kind of sold stuff there. So yeah, you can get comic books there. There was a Valiant showing kind of thing. I want to say kind of like booth, but not really because it wasn't covered and all that there too. And there's also kind of like presentations of everything too. So yeah, the presentation of that, I mean, so some of them will be doing something special because there are kids there too. I know that like Phil Lamar was doing like a special reading of a child's book there too, and D. Bradley Baker will was there too, giving like I think it was from like where he got where he started, which was, and then how he got to like to Tinseltown and everything, like Hollywood and stuff. And if you don't know, D. Bradley Baker is a big voice actor who he played Perry the Platypus, Ra's al Ghul in Arkham City, and so many more that if I I would I can't list them all obviously, but I'll just list those kind of ones. And yeah, then you also will like meet great people there too. We be prepared to meet like a lot of those people too. They are like they're similar to you and everything. If you're going there, they might be similar to you and like the same things, and you'll get into like conversations with them too while maybe standing in line for something. And they're just really cool people and such. And so yeah, just be kind of like prepared to meet really nice people. Like most people didn't notice I was Joel from The Last of Us and such, and the actually one person did, and maybe one or two, but one person did, and one of them was a Wonder Woman. He was dressed in all the one in the movie and everything, and it was just really cool that some people do like know that and stuff. So yeah, next thing, probably one of the more exciting parts. Before I go into that one, I'll say that like yeah, there will be you know, like a bit of wait time and everything, so you know you could talk to those people and whatnot, and so and that, and you might run into people over there. I know I ran into my high school physics teacher as well, and he's just kind of a nerd like me and such. So yeah, and yeah, the next thing is kind of like the more exciting portions, which is one of the parts I was kind of excited about is the celebrity guests. How you want to treat the celebrity guests, like as if there was a guest in your home. Don't like complain if they're not there or something. They might be up doing a photo op. I know the Justice League the Justice League animated series cast had to leave for a moment to, you know, do a photo op and everything. And yeah, so yeah, be respectful of kind of like all of them too. They are guests here. They fly out here to, you know, meet their not necessarily meet their fans, but you know, say hi to them and everything, and you know, make you smile. And so you kind of want to do that same respect and everything, and kind of goes what in it. You will be waiting in line, so there is stuff like speed passes so that you could just zip through. You may want to invest in that if you're like really serious about it and stuff, or if you're fine with waiting, you know, just you can just wait in the lines and everything for the celebrity guests and such. And some of them are really specific. I know that Nathan Fillion was over there at my Comic-Con and everything, and I you know, he was very specific and stuff that kind of swayed me from not going over there. But they are guests and everything, so you know, you have to treat them with respect, and you kind of have to see their point of view, like, oh, okay, yeah, everything. So yeah, like I said before, you will be standing in lines and stuff. Some of them will be really long, or some of them will be really short and everything. And with the celebrity guests, like there was the guy who plays Luke Cage in the Netflix series, which is a great series, by the way, but was there, and so was the guy who played Iron Fist in the Netflix series as well, and they were there too and everything, and everybody got stuff signed by them, and you know, and all that too, and they were apparently really nice people from when I was standing in line with other people. There'll be big celebrities like that, like, and there'll be other ones that are kind of just smaller and such, and yeah. And some of them, like I said, you will like have to pay money to them, you know, to get a photo with the celebrity guests and to get an autograph by them, get something autographed by them and everything. But with some of the celebrity guests, they'll actually have like headshots or the what characters they played, the photos of them, just kind of sitting along there for you to take and you to sign. Some of them require like another $5 payment for that. Some of them just give them out for free. I know when I was in line to get something autographed by like Phil Lamar, I know that he did the same thing. That he wasn't one of the ones that paid and stuff. So yeah, that's some of them are really nice too, and they are guests here, and they do also have families as well. The girl that played Hawk Girl, I believe her name is Maria Candas Bandera. Canas Banderas. I know I probably butchered that, but it's she's the voice of Hawk Girl, and she's the mom on Wizards of Waverly Place. She had her kids there too, and her husband. And her husband. It was originally I was originally going to take a selfie with her, but her husband was nice enough to take a photo with us. And yeah, so just kind of be respectful around the guests too. Like this is. They did kind of if they did bring their families and stuff, just like if their kids, like kind of tone down the swearing and all that and stuff. Like I remember that going up to her, I remember like saying the same girl, the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place. I said I didn't know that the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place can kick so much butt and everything, and she actually liked that and stuff, and said that was funny and all that. And I had to say butt instead of ass and all that because the little kids and stuff, so you kind of have to be respectful about that too and all that, and keep in touch if you want to do kind of get those things signed. Keep in touch with all the recent news and such, like with Michael Rosenbaum. I didn't know that he was recently. I haven't seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I know it's coming out on Blu-ray soon or something. I'll probably see it then. But yeah, I didn't know he played a part in there, and that probably contributed to like why his line was so long and everything. But yeah, and yeah, like I said before, when with the celebrity guests, you'll be waiting in line and stuff, and make sure you know the appropriate times and such for their things. And they are, all of them, at least the ones that I stood in line for, are just incredibly nice. So don't be afraid, to go up to them because they have kind of all this star power. So yeah, don't be afraid to go up to them and all that and stuff. Because when I was getting something signed and got my picture taken with Kare Payton, I believe it is. He's the voice of Aqualad, and he's also the voice of Cyborg, too. Aqualad in Young Justice, and Cyborg and Teen Titans, and Injustice as well. And he he actually went up and he hugged everybody individually, and for the ones who came up there. And some people just like paid for like a meet and greet too. They didn't have to pay for that actually. So yeah, think about that too and all that. And some of them are just really cool, and some of them are bigger ones. Like for example, the one that my favorite Batman of all time is Kevin Conroy. He's the voice of Batman in the animated series Justice League, the animated series, and in the Batman Arkham games too, as well and stuff. He's Batman, so he has a bigger line and everything because he's Batman, and Batman is like my favorite superhero as well, or favorite fictional character of all time, in fact. So yeah, just kind of beware of that basically too, all that too. And yeah, like I said, the celebrity guests are really nice, and some of them just like want to. Yeah, some of them will just sign what you do and stuff, and some of them, like if it's a shorter line and such, then you might get to a bigger conversation with them and all that. But if it's a longer line, then just kind of like expecting a signing thing and stuff and all that. I know with when I got my stuff signed by the Justice League animated voice cast, I know that I did say to each and one of them, whenever I read the comics, I don't like think of the movie actors or anything that of them and stuff. When I read the comics, and when I like you kind of, when you read, you kind of picture a voice in your head and everything. And I told them it was them and stuff, and that kind of like makes their day and everything too as well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't and everything. So yeah. I remember telling that to Phil LaMarr, Susan Eisenberg, Kevin Conroy, all of the Justice League voice cast, like I said before, and all of that. And that too. And like some of them, you can obviously like ask the volunteers and stuff over there what you can and can do with them and such. Like for example, I was when I asked the volunteer up there if Phil LaMarr could say an iconic line from the comics and the Justice League Throne of Atlantis. It was Aquaman. He kind of just puts his staff down, his trident down, and says, "I am your king," and all that. And it's just, I kind of asked him to say that in his Aquaman voice. She said, the volunteer there said, "Yeah, you can, but you know, you just can't record it," which was cool. Which is like fine with me and stuff. I kind of was, I get that I can't record it and everything there too. And I don't know the reason why. I was just kind of respectful of them when asking about all that. Yeah, and he, like I said, he said the iconic line that "I am your king, Calderon." He put Calderon at the end, but still, it was still awesome nonetheless and everything. And yeah, it's a very kind of like adrenaline rush to meet those people whenever you and all that too. Some of them are really cool, and some of them are really sweet. I know George Newborn. He played the Justice League. He played Superman in the Justice League animated series. He kind of asked like how I was and everything. Asked and stuff. Like I said, I wanted to write for these comic books too. That like he was signing, I want to write comic books like that and stuff. And I said I was going to. He asked if I was going to school, and I said yeah. And it was just like right across the street from there, and all that too. And he was really cool and stuff. Yeah. That and also another person who was just sweetest person. One of them sweetest person I met there was Susan Eisenberg. She plays the voice of Wonder Woman and everything, and she was really sweet and friendly and everything. And I got one of the things I got signed by her was this Wonder Woman Rebirth #1. It's right there if you can see it. Right there, and she said, "Oh, this is a good one since it's by Greg Rucka, because it's by Greg Rucka." And I was kind of surprised that she, read the comics too and everything and all that. And I told her whenever I read Wonder Woman stuff, I don't imagine, Gal Gadot or Lauren Foss. I imagined her voice in my head and all that. And she said that's the sweetest thing anybody can ever say to me. That whenever they read the comics, they can do that. They know that voice in my head and everything. Yeah. Like I said, Kevin Conroy's line was kind of long and everything. He is Batman, of course, but he was really nice. They all asked what my phone cover was. I said it was Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider reboot and everything, and they said that was cool. But yeah, I got to shake Kevin Conroy's hand, and it was kind of really cool. And I got this Batman New 52 #1, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, signed by him. It was really cool because I really liked this one. I paid so much for that comic and everything, and it was really cool for him to sign it for me and all that. And yeah, they will. So, like I said before, the celebrity guest stars are really, really nice. And yeah, you might want to like plan ahead and figure out what times they're there and all that too. And yeah. You want you want to keep some cash on you too. I was lucky enough that this Comic-Con was near my birthday and everything, so I had enough birthday money to go there and stuff. I originally thought I could get it signed by all the Justice League cast members that I can that I do whenever I read them and stuff and all that. I kind of did and all that like. This right here is a trade of Justice League, the New 52 origin. I really like this one and such. And yeah, and I got it signed by all of the Justice League animated series cast and all that. Even Andrea Romano, who is just retired and everything. And on none of this, I had to get it signed by Andrea Romano because all of that, whenever I read the comics, none of that would be possible without her and such, since he's the voice casting and voice director and everything, and just like be a huge thank you to her and all that. So yeah, right there, it's George Newborn Wonder Woman signed, Susan Eisenberg signed right there. Kevin Conroy signed right there in gold. Kyrie Payton is Cyborg, he signed right there. Michael Rosenbaum, he was the Flash in the series, signed right there. And I kind of like, I didn't get Nathan Fillion's signature because he was kind of a bigger guy, and when it was he was very specific and kind of so daunting and stuff. So yeah, I couldn't really do that and such. So right, but I did kind of like cheat out on it a bit and stuff because I did get a Green Lantern signature, but he also plays Aquaman. Phil LaMarr, he signed right there on Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, even though he was Jon Stewart, but it's still really cool. Hawkgirl's signature is right there, and I believe this is Andrea Romano's right there too. And yeah, it's just kind of, it was kind of really cool of him that too and stuff. I unfortunately did not get my chance to, you know, get a picture with, I got a picture with all of them individually, but I didn't get like the group shot that they were doing. I didn't have enough money for that, and I was trying to look for that everywhere, but I couldn't find it and everything. But yeah, so that's it. And like I said before, you'll meet great people there too. There was you'll meet great people there too, and like that girl who was cosplaying as Diva, she was really nice and cool and all that too. And same with the girl who was Wonder Woman. There was a guy when I was standing in Kevin Conroy's line. He was had stuff to sign and everything, and he said that it's gonna be cool because he says my name all the time, and he showed me his ID, and his name was Alfred. So that was really cool to, you know, do all that as well. And as I mentioned before, you'll meet cool people with just great costumes as well. It's a very fun experience, fun time. Like I said before, you might want to like figure out what days, what's going on, which days. There was a Justice League reading on the last day of it, then in a panel like thing, and it was kind of really cool. Just, you know, I missed it, unfortunately, and all that. So that, yeah, it's a really fun time, and I hope, you know, you guys can experience like me. I'm a big like comic book nerd and all that, and it was really cool to meet the Justice League. It was fun to meet all these new people there too, and yeah, it's just a really good time, and I really hope this video kind of helped you and everything. I know it kind of seems scattered. I'm just kind of like telling my personal accounts of what's going on, and like I said, I hope it's a beginner's guide to all of this, and to somebody who's going there the first time, like I did over there too. So yeah, if this, yeah, I really hope this helped. And such, and if it seems scattered, I'm sorry and all that, but yeah, hopefully have a good time and everything. I hope this helped.